What's going on, guys? Welcome to the final video of staples in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is going to be part 3 of 3, and it's going to be covering the traps. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, you can go ahead and do so by clicking the annotation, but let's go ahead and get started. So, first card, we're going to be talking about Solemn Judgment. This card lets you stop basically anything in the game. A very good card, but it does have quite a hefty cost. And, when to play Solemn is very key. Usually, setting up for, your big play and then, having that Solemn Judgment a turn before really allows you to get that play off. It essentially ensures that you're going to get the play off. And then, but when you do set up for it, your opponent might be setting up for it too. So, it does have, a huge cost. But, the card is really game-breaking. Next card I want to talk about is another Solemn card, and I'm sure you guys know what it is. Solemn Warning. Again, very good card. Just really allows you to net advantage when your opponent synchros up or goes for a big push and you just ruin that one Librarian, or if you can negate a Quasar Dragon. But I'm pretty sure you probably would have negated a long time before that because you don't want them to draw, especially because they usually go for Librarian and then another level 5 Catastor. But Solemn Warning just really good. I mean, the life point cost is, it's a reasonable cost. It's not too much, and it's not too little, but the card definitely deserves a spot in your main deck if you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the competitive area. It really just because, if someone synchros up, they go instant fusion, summon something, go for a character synchro, and you just warning, you've essentially netted +1, and that's essentially why warning is just really good, and it gets rid of, cards, and if you're going first turn, this card's really good. Another card going first turn, making it really good, Trap Dust Shoot. As you guys know, Trap Dust Shoot is just really good. First turn is just amazing, and that's why I really do think this card should just go, because if you get it first turn, and that's too much of an advantage, because not only are you going first when you get to set yours Solemn and you get to go first, you already have a +1, your opponent might not draw into that Veiler to get rid of the Tour Guide play. Trap Dust Shoot just really, that's too much advantage in the game, and if you draw it first turn, you really have such an edge on your opponent, to be honest. And yeah, Trap Dust Shoot, just too good. I mean, you could play a late game Dust Shoot, although I don't really feel that's as relevant because then you don't get to see their back row and if set stuff. But against certain decks like X-Sabers, it's really good. When they set up, they go Boggart Knight Priority, and then you just go, oh, let me train my Trap Dust Shoot, and then you get rid of the Fall Troll, and then they can, if they don't have multiple Fall Trolls, you can really ruin their play, and that will hurt their deck. But yeah, Trap Dust Shoot, very good. I mean, obviously against certain decks, you can wait for them to set up and chain it. Then the last trap I want to talk about is Torrential Tribute. Very good card. Allows you to plus off your opponent when they're getting ready to synchro for a lot of cards. And, when your opponent has advantage on you, and they're still pushing to get even more advantage, they want to summon more cards, you just use that Torrential, and you essentially, plus off of a Torrential. Just overall really good card, and it really good with Lone Fire Blossom. If you go Lone Fire Priority and you chain your own Torrential, it's just really good because you still get your Lone Fire's effect. Really good card overall, too solid of a card. And the reason why the trap lineup is so small in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is because heavy is relevant, and you don't want to be setting too much anyways in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, unless you're playing Starlight Road, but these cards definitely are the meta cards, and which surprises me is Mirror Force isn't in here, but Mirror Force really isn't that great anymore when people usually can synchro like crazy, and they'll usually get out something that can negate, like Stardust, obviously, or they'll have something ready to stop, obviously, if you have the multiple back row. They're probably not going to be synchroing up too much just in fear of these cards, but these cards are really good, and these cards really are the trap cards that net advantage, and there's not really too much room for Deep Prison is a really great card, I agree, but with the hand traps being so much more relevant, and obviously Heavy Storm being back, and people liking to Black Rose the field quite often in this game when you set multiple cards, really just too good. And obviously, again, hand traps kind of replaced a lot of the stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, there are a whole bunch of other cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That would have been great maybe in the main deck as well. So let me know in the comment section below if there's anything that you think deserves a spot in the main deck, either in the traps, in the spells, or the monsters. But personally, these are my personal options, and I think that these are all great cards and deserve a spot in the main deck if you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the competitive scene. Although there are, times where certain decks don't need certain cards. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon, signing out.